What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to this week's episode 128 of the STS Guys. I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, it's Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And we are the STS Guys, a weekly podcast where we sit around, shoot the shit, and talk about anything geeky, nerdy, and cool. What is going on this week, guys?
We're still quarantined.
It's been another quarantine type of week.
It's been a week.
It's been a week indeed.
Corgi Commander, I heard they were giving away free Nintendo Switches here. You are mistaken, sir. If that's all you're here for, then you're going to be sad.
Free Nintendo Switches.
That's fine. We'll give one away. Please wait for receipt in the next 50 to 75 years.
When I'm done with mine. Yeah.
It might take a little bit. Yeah, when I'm done with mine, I'll send you it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we already got a lot of people in here. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday.
Well, so just so I didn't even tell you guys. So there's round 6 our time. So like 2 hours ago, Sully was live streaming Animal Crossing on Mixer. So when Sully was done, Geek Together went live on YouTube for their first ever live episode. So everybody went from Mixer to Geek Together's live. And then now we're live at 8. So hi, everybody who's followed that train.
Hello.
Glad
Oh, you guys are about to be very disappointed.
You know what, though? It's what better way to spend, a Saturday evening? Because guess what? There's nothing else to do.
Yeah,
exactly. Right.
Normally, I'd be like, you guys should go out to a bar or something, but that's not going to happen. So,
yeah,
I'm having a bar in my house.
So am I. Hey, you know what, guys? Cheers.
Cheers.
I have Gatorade.
Hey, switching it up from the Costco water.
I know, right? We're running out of Costco water. I had to go to Gatorade.
Hey, I've seen Larry drink a beer, and he drinks fast. So if there was a beer there, it would be gone.
So I need to ask you guys this. Here we're going to go with weird coronavirus things as part of this. It's been a week.
It's been a week stories?
I before we get into that, I just want to ask you guys, going to like groceries and stores.
Groceries and
stores.
Oh my!
I guess apparently I can't talk grocery stores and other places. Have you guys been getting where they have bouncers now at the stores where you walk up and they're like, you can't go in. You have to let somebody leave and then go into the store. Like I was at Safeway and they had a bouncer.
Scott, so yes, we have the bouncers here, but then we also have basically the aisle traffic cops because they turn the grocery store aisles into one-way streets.
Oh no!
So if you want to basically go get bread and chips, those are two opposite lanes. So you basically have to circle the entire store to go back to the opposite lane and go back and get bread or something. Yeah, because each aisle is now one way.
That just reminds me of growing up where you had all the one-way streets. And you're like, oh shit, I missed my turn. Like I'm going to go all the way around.
It's funny that you mentioned the bouncers because there's some stores that are like really strict about it, like Costco. Somebody mentions they work at Trader Joe's. I went to there; they were really strict. But then you go to Fry's. There's a guy hanging outside, but he's on his cell phone, kind of just looking down, and everybody's going in the wrong way. There's just floods of people going in.
I've only been to
like, it's Fry's. Who gives a shit?
I've only been to Safeway, and I didn't notice anything.
Dude,
I saw the plexiglass that they put up between like the Safeway cash register person and the customer. I thought that was interesting, like the sneeze guard,
the bulletproof glasses. I call it. Like they're all the president giving a speech.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, they're like the Pope mobile.
No, so what's funny though is, like I said, you have all these stores that are implementing, like I said, all these different rules. You go into a Walmart, guess what? It's still Walmart.
Walmart doesn't give a shit.
Like no one gives a shit in Walmart. Like I said, everything's
so living in a very, I'm going to say, highly religious area. It's also decent. Not like, I'm not going to say rich, but like very white middle class. The Walmarts over here, they have a person that has to like wipe down all the carts and give you a cart. And like they actually are giving a shit around here, which is even weird.
In your area, they're called grocery and stores.
They're called grocery and stores.
Your Walmart grocery and stores.
That's
I guess that's accurate for Walmart because they have grocery and then they have the normal Walmart store stuff like the toy section.
Yeah.
So the Corgi Commander's like, I bought beer and they wanted me to hand me the driver's license, which felt like it defeated the plexiglass purpose. Honestly, they should be giving everyone free beer. So according to, like I said, doesn't alcohol kill this thing? So like, just give everyone free beer.
Just douse yourself in alcohol at all times.
Everybody.
So the coolest thing I've seen with that so far is I went to Chick-fil-A this week for the first time in a month, which is the longest time I've ever been not going to Chick-fil-A.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, it's crazy. But the lady in the drive-thru, they had like, it's all set up so you don't have to touch anything. The lady who made me swipe my card used like a selfie stick on the on the card reader and like held it out, and she had to hold it tight because I couldn't get it to go right. So it took me like 4 tries, but I'm like, it was ingenious. Like, Chick-fil-A by my house has it going on. They got the selfie stick card reader so you can be 6 feet away.
It'd be funny, like some of these things are probably going to stick around, I bet. Like, hey, this is more sanitary. This is a safer way to transfer food to someone. Let's keep these glasses up.
So I also went to a Chick-fil-A, and they have the weird thing going on where they won't like just hand you a bag of food. They put it on like a tray and kind of like, so they take your bag, put it on a tray, and then hand the tray out. So you grab the bag off the tray because they're so afraid of like hand touching.
So somebody had to touch the bag to get it onto the tray.
Yeah, right. So it's like, oh, you only get it like, yeah.
So
mine didn't do that though. That's weird.
Yeah, so one thing I feel like everyone kind of growing up playing like Ding Dong Ditch has been practicing for this moment their entire life. So like we've ordered food a couple times from like Uber Eats or DoorDash and things like that, right? And so basically they ring the doorbell, drop off the food, and they basically run as fast as they can because I have like one of the Ring cameras. So they run as fast as they can back to the car just to make sure that you don't open up the door. That's like the faster
like, give me my food. Yeah. The last one of those I saw, the person came up like full on like PPE, like hazmat suit basically, and was like dropping the food off. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, so I've had 2 extremes. So I've had basically the one person who basically was like wearing like a wife beater and like, you know, like basketball shorts, like nothing's different. And then
just chilling,
person, like who was like in like a full, it was like in a rain poncho when it wasn't raining. It's the goggles, and then like,
yes, it's like the dollar store hazmat.
Yeah. Like, so it looks like they were like either like, you know, like preparing for like nuclear war, or like cooking meth. You know, like
either or.
Yeah, either or.
They might do both. Yeah, that's here's okay. So Ed brings up something. He says, "I think I want the pizza delivery man to leave the shit by the door and run." I would want that at any point of the time. Like, I actually want that to be the thing that remains. I don't want to talk to the little, 16-year-old pizza guy that's arguably always a little creepy. Like, just leave my pizza at the door. I've already paid you online. Drop it and go.
But Scott, do you want your receipt? I feel like that's the conversation. Like, do you want this receipt?
No, I order online, and no,
Scott. So it's not the 16. I said the 16-year-olds don't creep me out. It's the people who are in like their 40s and 50s who are delivering pizza that freak me out, because your life ambition at that point in time is to deliver pizza.
You're taking a big risk too, because those guys are the highest risk. Older age.
So there is
that is true. I don't trust anybody though who is an adult who works at a pizza place, not in management.
No. There is
somebody can just sneeze on you and they have,
Oh, not that. I just legitimately don't trust anybody that's an adult that works, like, not just like pizza, like coronavirus times. I have never trusted an adult that works at a pizza place.
Heather just supported what you just said there, so you guys are in tune. Scott hates people.
Yeah, so you know what, Heather? I generally hate people. Honestly, because me and Scott have had this conversation before. I even think I've even brought it up on the podcast before, where like that's why I actually hate going and getting my hair cut, because they talk to me, and I want them to kind of shut up and cut my hair and let me get out of there. Honestly, I would even let someone talk to me now, just because my hair is so bad.
Yeah, God, like, now I have to do it.
Go on, carry on a conversation like that. I'm growing like full fro underneath here, like it's weird.
Yeah, like Corgi Commander said, this is like an introvert's dream right now.
It's true, man.
You can stay inside. You don't have to go and talk to people. I love it.
Watching Netflix, playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah, playing a lot of Doom Eternal.
So just going through though.
It's been a week.
Question.
Yes, Scott.
No, I lost it because Nate was trying to segue and I interrupted.
Scott's killing segues.
Sorry, Scott.
Oh man, no.
Well,
So
I think Jeremy,
Nate, you mentioned you've been playing Doom Eternal, right?
Okay.
Yes.
So have you beaten it yet?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to get everything, all the collectibles. So some of the levels I've had to go back and kind of just get stuff. But man, I'm having a ton of fun with it. It's really good.
So fast paced.
It is. It's a lot of fun though. I mean, once you start to get it, some of it's really hard. Like the Slayer gates, I've been trying to clear all those, and some of those take me 10, 20 tries.
Yeah,
they're really difficult.
They are rough. It's a really good game, a good homage, but it definitely is taxing, right? Like you play it after one or two levels. Like Nate, I don't know how you do the Slayer gate that many times, because after about 3 tries, I'm like, I'm gonna set this down and walk away.
I just can't. I don't want to finish the level knowing that I have that incomplete. So I have to I just sit there until I get it done.
I've never been so happy being stressed.
Right.
The entire game is so stressful, but I've never been as happy. But also being stressed out at the same point in time.
Christina Cooper, our 11-year-old beat Doom Eternal. Wow. Well, he's faster than me.
Well, to be fair, there's no school right now.
Yeah,
so
that's true. That's true. I have to work half the day. So good point.
Speaking of video games, so yesterday, the Final Fantasy VII remake also dropped, which is interesting. Did you know that 1997 was Doom 64 and the original Final Fantasy VII? Now in 2021, we have a new Doom and a Final Fantasy. So they took between major releases there.
Nice. That's cool.
So I told you guys that I'm a huge fan. It brought me back to 1997, sitting in my bedroom playing Final Fantasy VII. The remake of Final Fantasy VII came out. I told you guys that this would consume my entire life. Like last week or the week before. I said it. I have definitive proof of this for you guys. How much time do you think I actually spent playing it this weekend?
Okay. It came out on Friday?
Something. Before,
did you call it?
We were talking about this earlier. You said you had a stat to share, and I was like, I know what this is, and it's his game time.
So when did you first start playing it? You need to establish some ground.
I started playing about 4:30 or so yesterday on Friday.
Okay. So it's only been 28 hours total.
It has been about 28 hours. Yeah,
I'm gonna say.
You had to sleep.
Oh man!
I think
maybe
there's some bags under your eyes. Maybe not.
Everybody take a bid.
Yeah. Does anybody want to take a bid?
19 hours.
Okay, Jeremy's saying 19. What do you got, Larry?
Got to be high. I want to say 12, but
I'm gonna say 20 hours.
Okay, it's not as bad. It's a tie between Jeremy and Larry because I'm dead center between you guys.
Oh man.
That's a lot.
I'm about 16 hours into the game.
It's a lot. For
not even Heather. Not even Heather knew how many.
Yeah, last night I looked up and I was like, God, I'm getting tired. I should probably go to bed. Wonder what time it is. Oh, it's 2 a.m.
Honestly, I did this. I kind of stayed up late doing the same thing. I fell asleep with the controller in my hand playing Doom, and then I woke up at 5:30 in the morning.
The fuck? Yeah.
Quarantine, baby.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I have no concept of time anymore.
Barely.
It's so weird.
So, Jeremy, I think you also stumbled across some cool news this week.
Yes. So, I think are you talking about the Spawn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first, before I get into that, also for my it's been a week. Finished the pinball machine.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Amazing. I've honestly had so much fun.
It looks really cool.
Sitting back, playing some pinball. Like I said, I have 100 something tables in there. It's awesome.
Do you finally get the little score screen to come up?
Got the score screen to come up. Got it. I got everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome. It's as close to a real pinball kind of experience as you can get. And like I said, the graphics are great. Like I said, that PC that I customized it for, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's a project that came together honestly better than I thought it was going to. So I said I'm gonna probably post some videos here pretty soon. One, because I've been needing to do a collection tour for a while, so I think I'm gonna do a collection tour and kind of highlight a couple things anyway. So that way, there's nothing else to do in quarantine together. So why don't we, kind of show off some of the collections? I've reorganized some stuff. So
yeah. make sure everything's nice and tidy and shoot a quick video, man. That would be cool.
Yeah. So, but anyways, back to Larry's point.
McFarlane.
Todd McFarlane said, hit us with some fire this week on Kickstarter.
I'm going to share my screen here.
And actually, what ended up actually happening was he actually reacquired the license for his Generation 1 Spawn figure. And so he's actually doing a reimagining, of this, basically, just this first gen Spawn figure. This thing is so badass looking. It's
pretty cool.
The detail, like in McFarlane figures anyways, it just kind of just blows me out of the water. But I said this figure alone, just kind of this reimagining of this classic Spawn is amazing. Probably what's even more amazing though was, so this Kickstarter basically had a goal of $100,000, and so literally within 2 days, I said, scroll up, Nate. I said, what's the total after 2 days?
I think it's like 1.1, almost 1.2 million.
Almost $1.2 million.
Look at the goal, 100,000. Okay,
I will tell you that was actually lower when I was looking at it earlier, which means by a couple of grand. It's still going up.
Within 10 minutes, they reached their goal of 100,000. With that, by the end of the day, they were almost at 1 million because it was up to 800,000. It just went up some more. So it's insane.
Someone's live stream oh shit, I'm gonna go buy that.
But like Jeremy said, they're remastering this old Spawn figure, which is shown down here. It's like 5 inches tall. They made it a long time ago. Todd McFarlane has his own toy company, and he's remaking it, adding all this extra articulation, adding all these additional head sculpts. Here's a shot of the articulations real quick. It's cool. Shows you all the joints. Cool. Pretty cool.
This thing is badass. Like I said, it's one of those things where I'm like, you know what? I don't normally back as a Kickstarter, but I'm like, you know what? I was in, and so I contributed towards this Kickstarter.
At least,
Jeremy, you got the 3-pack, right?
Yeah, about the 3-pack.
Nice. At least with this Kickstarter, it's a reputable company, that's doing it. So I would trust this over, the random Joe Schmo making toys on a Kickstarter.
Well, and Todd McFarlane's autographing. You can choose to pay a little extra and get these autograph plates, and he's personally autographing each one, and it's like a plate that you can put in front of the figure to kind of present it.
Yeah, that's really cool. I hadn't seen that yet. I think they added that after I checked on it. So I saw it pretty early on, so that's cool. So they're still adding stuff too, which is crazy. And this is all new. All these pictures are all new.
Yeah. Like Jeremy said, he got the 3-pack, so Jeremy's getting all of these heads.
Nice.
He's getting the screaming
so much head.
Yeah. So much. The Al Simmons head, Modern Spawn, artist proof. So it's going to be cool. And then they added additional hands because they reached their stretch goal. I think that's this video here. So cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome, Jeremy. You'll have to let us know when it shows up. It's probably going to be a while.
Estimated November, as I said, is when they should start shipping. Bad. Well, and then the nice thing about these two is, like I said, one of the coolest things that kind of even sold me on it was
they're 1.2 million.
You can actually, they're slip cased, and then you can actually take them out. They're actually resealable figures, so you can actually take them out. You can pose them. You can do it, and you can actually put them back in the packaging.
That's cool.
Which is actually pretty cool.
That's huge, right? That's one of the things that people like about Funko Pops is you can take them in and out of the box, and it doesn't really change anything. So it's cool that articulated action figures are starting to do that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's one of those things. I love these figures. Like I said, I remember playing with these figures. Like I said, as a kid.
Yeah,
and just to rehab this, especially like I said, kind of display it. Like I said, it's going to be awesome. Yeah. Well, then also too, like I said, kind of to Todd McFarlane's point in the video was, like I said, since this went so successful, I can see them doing this for more figures because, to his point, he used to sell these to KB Toys, Toys R Us, to all these other toy stores. But there's none of these toy stores around anymore. So, and then, like I said, all these Target and these big box stores, they don't want to take these small run of these small toy runs from smaller companies. And so he's like, you know what? Let me just try it on Kickstarter to see what it does. Yeah. And, like I said, it blew the goal out of the water within the first 2 days.
Yeah, it makes sense though. Go direct to customers. You have total freedom to do whatever it is that you want to do. You can distribute it however you want. And this is, to Jeremy's point, this is just going to make the line big. I expect a lot more figures now because of how well this did.
Oh, for sure. Nate probably knows. Doesn't Hasbro do something similar?
Yeah, they do like
not through Kickstarter, but yeah, don't they do things where fans back it and enough people back it, they make it? Like, yeah, I remember like some of the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, they did one for a huge Transformer Omnicron. Oh, okay. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but planet, it's basically the size of a planet, and it is literally this big. Like, it is huge. But yeah, Hasbro does the same thing.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, another favorite toy company, Funko, probably could get down with that too, which would be cool, right? Maybe that's how you get some of the more rare, weird stuff. If it's more like print on demand, where you know, right, you need people to sign up and say, "Hey, I want to make this." Maybe, hey, you make like a 36-inch big boy pop or something ridiculous that wouldn't sell at a Target or a Walmart. But hey, if you can put it up online, it's just another avenue. Like Jeremy's right, it's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I really can't wait to see
sister in the chat, so I can attest to Jeremy loving them as a kid. Scared the shit out of me.
Any Spawn figure terrified the mothers of the world. Like, they were all just
Spawn was very nightmarish.
Yeah, nightmare fuel for middle class moms or middle aged moms.
All right. Well, we have a lot of questions, guys. Yeah, so we should probably get cracking. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Nate.
I was going to say, this is part 2 of our question and answer. If you guys remember, not last episode, because last episode we had Prime to the First, Josh on, but the episode before that, we did our part 1 of question and answer. So this is part 2. You guys have submitted more questions. Thanks to everyone. We're going to try to get through as many as we can here.
So before we do that, to kick it off, Scott, Manny, Night Bodega on Twitter, has issued a challenge.
What's that?
Oh, man.
Oh, dude, no.
There we go.
No. I know who this guy is, and I know what he's going to do.
I've seen him on, like, Britain's Got Talent or something.
Yeah. And I know what he does when he normally does his videos. Yeah. Yeah, I would say this guy's a little portly and doesn't. There's no way in hell anybody would want to see me with
the fact that bottom cup didn't move at all.
You know what, though? I will do a take on that. I will do a take on that.
I thought it was pretty.
I'm saying I wouldn't do it, but you guys don't want to see it.
No, nobody wants to see that.
Yeah.
All right. Should we get started, gentlemen?
Yeah, Nate, go ahead. Kick us off here.
All right. Question number 1 from Hey Mr. Rosario, Mark. For everyone, if you were in a post-apocalyptic movie, which movie would it be? And if you were to sacrifice someone from the STS Guys, who would it be? Ooh, that's awful to ask that.
That's a good. No, that's a good one. Okay.
So first, if we were in a post-apocalyptic movie, what would it be, guys? What would the STS Guys be starring in?
My favorite I can't say that word.
None of us can talk today.
Apocalyptic, movie is Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, so we're going Shaun of the Dead zombies.
I feel like we could hang in.
I'm gonna say Zombieland. We're all living in Bill Murray's house together.
Armageddon.
Yes. Oh, there you go.
We're all astronauts.
We're all astronauts saving the world on a meteor.
Good, yeah. Who gets to date?
Liv Tyler.
Yeah, Liv Tyler.
Nice. Okay, so if we had to sacrifice someone, though, who's going to die?
I don't
even want to answer this question.
Okay, no, I'm going to answer this because I'm going to do the cop-out thing, but I'm telling you, if we're in a horror movie or a horror movie situation, none of y'all motherfuckers are safe. There's not a who would you sacrifice. It's a, like, what would you sacrifice them for?
Wow.
Because I'm going to tell you, it's not a lot.
Wow.
I was going to say, if there's a long list there, then I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Scott.
So, the bad guy comes up and he's like, "Hey, Scott, I've got this Slim Jim, but I get to kill Larry. You're going to take a Slim Jim over me."
How long has it been since we...
Yeah, a while. Like, you're
like, bye, Larry.
So with that being said, we're all sacrificing Scott, right?
Yep.
Yeah, first.
Yes.
That has to be
because
the new plan,
Scott just said that.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. As I told you guys, my evil plan is I'm the guy that you have to worry about, like, betraying the group. Because
there's your answer, Mark. Yeah. We're going to kill Scott.
And then the rest of us will stick together.
I said, I'll just throw me in the front. I said, I'm fat. Like I said, if it's a zombie movie, they'll be chowing down for a while. I'll give you enough time to escape.
Yeah.
No, Jeremy,
bigger guys like me and you always turn into the weird zombie that's like, in like games, the ones that explodes and all that stuff. Like we can't do that. We always come back. We'll always come back at the end of the movie to get one last guy.
All right. Well, real quick before we move on, Larry, did you see how the Shaun of the Guys said they did the whole like pandemic thing?
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, where it was right. They were talking back and forth.
Yeah.
But don't go to the Winchester. Stay home.
Yeah.
It was really clever and awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
That's been one of the most fun parts about this is like the celebrities are home too. So right, like musicians are doing live streams from their house. Like actors are coming up with fun stuff to do together. Like it's cool that they're taking advantage of the technology we have and being able to share stuff.
So
Cameo has been flushed.
Yeah.
Including everyone's favorite, everyone's favorite talk show / night news program person, Chris Hansen.
Can we do one where he's just was like, "Hey, STS guys, why don't you have a seat down right here?" Like, what? No, go ahead. Just why don't you go ahead and have a seat? Have a seat. What did you come here to do today?
Who are you?
Yeah.
Why do you have that?
I came to swim, man.
Yeah. If you wanted, you said you just wanted to talk. Why did you bring some alcohol?
And the Costco-sized box of condoms.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right, moving on, Scott. What's next?
Yeah. All right. Let's see. From Talkin' Pops, what's up, guys? Who do you think has the lowest to highest testosterone of the STS guys? So who do we think is at the bottom, and who do you think is at the top?
These questions are cold-blooded right now.
I don't know.
Oh God.
Honestly, if I didn't picture anybody as a lady, it'd be Nate.
Sorry, Nate.
It's one hairy lady.
I was gonna say I have all this hair though.
Nate is also like, in terms of like testosterone, I think I like the thing. So I'm like, none of us are really that. No. What we're talking about is not like a scale from like there. It's like the scale between us is like that.
It's true. All right. Well, that was a good one.
Moving on.
Moving on from that.
Okay.
Jeremy.
For everyone, what got you into video games? Was it an escape from boredom, or were you influenced by a friend, advertisement, or overall impact of the game? All right, so I can go. Can I go first with this one?
Go first.
Yes. Do it.
So, what got me into video games? I said I didn't get shit when I was growing up, and so like I said, I was always jealous of going over like to people's friends' house, like where like I said they had like NES or they had like Super Nintendo. So like one year, I said at this point in time, Sega Genesis had been out for like I said a few years. So I finally got a Sega Genesis, for my birthday. Nice. I'm like, man, this is awesome. So I was playing, Vector Man. I was playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Like I said, I was playing all these games, and so I'm like, it was like the jealousy of like everyone else being in video games. I'm like, I wanted to be, I wanted to be the sheep. I wanted to be the follower. That's what got me into video games, and I haven't turned back since.
Awesome story.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I got adopted video games early on. I was lucky to be able to get a Nintendo Entertainment System when they came out, and I got into Mario and Duck Hunt, and the rest is history, man. I was hooked after that. I ended up getting almost all the systems and playing everything.
Wait, okay, I'm going to jump in because this is actually video game related. I'm assuming I'm assuming he's referring to Nate, which, by the way, God,
that's an amazing reference.
Yeah,
I will take that all day long.
Like now that I think about it, Nate, you got some explaining
Gordon
to
Freeman
do.
From Half-Life 2.
Oh,
he's the main character.
Half-Life. Yeah, like
or Half-Life and Half-Life 2. Yeah.
All right.
But Nate, you're kind of uncanny, man. Like that's very good.
That's great.
I can see it.
Yeah. So
thank you, sir. That was a compliment.
No, not sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So Larry, Scott.
Real quick, before we move on, can we at least let me just
screen share this.
Share my screen real quick. Give me 1 second.
What does Jeremy have up his sleeve here?
I don't know.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Look at this.
that is Nate. That is Nate in a little hazmat suit.
Birthday unknown. He's male. Hey, I said Gordon Freeman's a little shorter than Nate.
Yeah, weight unknown.
That's great.
I'm sure like he's like late 20s, early 30s in the first game. So
he's similar.
He's like doctorate or masters from like MIT, like so like he's closer to our age than things. So Nate, congratulations, you have a new nickname.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, Scott, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So we're still on the thing. So thank you, Nate. I one of my first like memories of that I can remember from back in the day was me being in the living room in the basement of my parents' house at the time, playing NES. Like we got one early on, apparently. So like we had it forever, and ever since Mario 1, man, I've been hooked.
Yeah. Like I know my dad had an Atari, like when I was a baby and stuff, and I don't remember ever asking for a regular NES Nintendo, but I had one pretty early on, and the rest is just history. So.
Yeah, we really grew up, like all of us, because we're pretty close in age, grew up in like the golden age of video games. If you think about it, it really started at its infancy when we were about 5-6 years old, and it grew with us. And now, even today, we're all still playing games. You know, it's just cool.
Yeah,
never gonna stop.
So
cool. Good question.
What?
Sorry, I was just saying that was a good question, Mark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Mark. So related question. Our friend Collector Clint wants to know what our favorite NES game is.
Ooh.
I got a weird one.
Of course you do.
And it's not Bible Adventures, because Bible Adventures was a game that I had a ton of fun on with the NES. But no, do you guys remember the Little Nemo video game for the NES that came out where you'd like ride the bed and everything? I played the living crap out of that as a kid. Like that is probably one of my favorite NES games.
Yeah, I don't think I ever played it, but I remember seeing the box at the video store.
It's like
remember when you used to like go just hang out at like Blockbuster and just look at the boxes for hours because there's nothing better to do? I think that was one of the games that I looked at for hours because I had nothing better to do.
I'm gonna go ahead.
But my favorite is Super Tech Mobile.
Nice.
It was a great sports game. Man. What's yours, Nate?
I'm going to go with Super Mario Brothers 3.
Ooh, yeah.
Because 3 is when I felt like I was old enough to really kind of understand the game a little bit better and put a ton of time trying to beat that game, and it was a blast.
And it's just better than the two before it, too.
You've got Yoshi, you've got like the raccoon tail.
Yeah, out of the four of us, who doesn't remember where all three warp whistles are hidden? Like, I can tell you to this day, and I haven't played it for a long time, but I can tell you where to get all the warp whistles and how to beat the game quick.
Yeah.
All right,
it was a classic.
I'm gonna go with oldie but a goodie. Like I said, I don't know if you guys remember this game. Remember Adventure Island 2? You said where you're like the little kid, you're running around like the little dinosaurs, the little dinosaur eggs.
Oh,
yeah.
The game was so much fun. I loved that game so much.
Very cool.
Did everybody go?
Yeah.
It's
up on you, Nate.
All right. So next question from Funkos with Chris. Thanks for submitting the question. What's your favorite and least favorite con experience? I don't want to like say anything bad about any one con,
but yeah, I have one that can I say the one?
Go ahead, Scott. You start with the bad one.
I'm going to start with the bad one. The least con, Tucson Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh God, is it bad?
It's bad.
You would have the same amount of luck getting stuff at a flea market.
Well, and the thing is for us too, like we're probably about an hour and a half away from Tucson, so it's a trek. And then you get there and you realize it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
And you basically just wasted an entire day doing this.
Yep.
Yeah, that sucks. A favorite con experience, I think I'm going to speak for us all. It's the one con, the biggest con, SDCC with all 4 STS guys. All 4 of us got to go last year, and it was a hell of a time. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I agree.
Ditto.
Yeah. We also got, so I'm just going through Damian Cooper brings up Star Tropics.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
And then Legend of Zelda. Yeah, Zelda goes up there too.
Yeah, those are good ones for sure.
So cool. All right. So,
special shout out to Bible Adventures.
Yeah, Bible Adventures, baby. Dude, it was the funnest game because you could pick up a rock and just bean an animal and knock it out. So you just carry it back to the Ark.
That game was so unique amongst everything else I had played. I'm like, what is this? It's about the Bible and.
Yeah. Because it's about the Bible you're playing it. Like, there's not enough story in there for that, like, in a Nintendo game to really, like, hook kids on Jesus. Like, I don't know why they made it, but the gameplay was fun.
You remember it, so I think it did its job.
I have 2 copies of it.
Of course.
Well, honestly, if we would have thought about this, like I said, any further out, so what we should have done is we should have actually done, since everyone's in quarantine, a Bible Adventures live stream.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I do have it.
Easter.
I just don't have my NES out still.
Oh, you gotta stream it.
Yeah,
we'll see what I can.
Let's hope.
Oh yeah, for Easter. Tomorrow's Easter, huh?
Games. Yeah,
exactly.
Yes.
All right. Let me see what I can do.
Yeah,
you gotta do
that. I will tune into that live stream. I will celebrate with you.
I will stay there the entire stream.
Yeah. Let me see what I can do. I'll get Ian and have him enjoy it with me, because that'll go well.
Yeah, it's so perfect for Easter.
It is, yeah.
That is perfect. All right, so let's go through here. Next question from Asian Tony Stark Ryan. I thought I saw him potentially up in the chat here. Who's your favorite Muppet?
Unique question. Scott, since you read it, you go first.
Cookie Monster, man. Look at me.
Wait, is Cookie Monster a Muppet?
Yeah, he's on the Sesame Street. That's Jim Henson. He's a Muppet.
Yeah, okay.
When I think Muppets,
I think
Muppets.
Like, if not,
Muppets
if you go with traditional Muppets,
like Kermit.
like Kermit and all that.
Babies.
It's
Kermit the
Frog.
Muppet
Baby. Kermit the Frog. Yeah, no. You do the dude that sings the Mana. Like that's me.
Nice. The guy with the crazy hair in the band.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
There's Ryan. There he is. He just showed up.
Yeah.
Wait, so the Mana guy is probably the best Muppet if I can't choose Cookie Monster.
Well, let's have someone weigh in. Like I said, are Sesame Street characters Muppets?
I say yes.
No.
Heather says debatable, I think.
Yes, thank you.
It
Heather.
is. But so here's the thing is though, Kermit and Big Bird have like interacted, right, in like different media and parts of like the Muppets have shown up in Sesame Street. Therefore, I think they're both
okay. Yes,
anything Jim Henson.
Okay, hold on. So what you just said, the Muppets have showed up in Sesame Street, but the Sesame Street characters haven't shown up in the Muppets. So therefore, I feel like they're not Muppets.
Yeah.
Ooh, he just
if it went both ways, sure.
You can't really refute that.
I still consider them because I think they do call just anything that they make a Muppet. But yeah, if it's not Cookie Monster, then yeah, Mana guy. Why am I the only one? What do you guys choose?
All right, Larry, go ahead. What's yours?
First thing I think of is Muppet Babies because that show was amazing. And it's hard to choose, man. But Fozzie Bear, Waka Waka is pretty amazing.
Waka Waka, that's a good one. I'm gonna choose Beaker because I've been told I look like Beaker.
Yeah. Yep. So can somebody just throw in the obligatory Swedish Chef? Because everyone loves the Swedish Chef.
He's the best. Jeremy, are you Swedish Chef?
No, I was gonna say Beaker.
Oh, nice.
But honestly, I said if we were gonna choose Sesame Street characters, I said I was gonna go off the wall Sesame Street characters and go with the Nope monsters.
Nope.
Oh, okay. I'm partial to Snuffleupagus.
Yeah. Nope.
Team Snuffy.
Nope. Telephone. Right. Yeah.
What else we got?
Jerry, what do we got?
All right. So
this only two of us can answer this one.
This comes from Jessica Pogue. How many times have you asked yourself, when can the kids go back to school? I'll answer this first. I haven't asked that because I don't have kids.
We should really be asking Larry and Scott this question.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So
they're the ones with children.
Every minute up until about 4 p.m.
Wow. Especially now that you have Final Fantasy, right? You're just like, I just want to stay here all day and do this. Like, please leave.
Yeah.
It's definitely different. I will say that Ian even has said like he'd rather be in regular school than doing this weird virtual school thing they've sort of attempted to set up. So it's not bad. He's awesome. He takes care of himself, but he would definitely be better off in school.
Yeah, I'm at the 6-year-old stage of the daddy, get me a juice. Like,
but it is fun. Yeah, it is fun on conference calls when you have other people's kids run up and start talking to their parents.
Yeah,
that's always great. Like, it doesn't happen to me because again, my kid's responsible enough; he can take care of himself. But when other people's kids come up, it's hilarious.
No, you can see me do this stare a lot on the Zoom calls where I'm like.
Good. I get the occasional knock on the door and I'm like, I'm in a meeting, because I feel like all I've done this past month is be in meetings
non-stop
meetings.
So
Christina Cooper says, I just want my 3-year-old to go to daycare.
Right?
I 100% agree.
They have multiple kids. Scott and I are over here with one kid. It's pretty easy with one kid. All right, so next question. We're trying to lightning round these if you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
So next question is from Stataverse. Friend formerly known as Yard Sale Source wants to know, when is the next giveaway and what will it be?
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's been a while since we've had a giveaway.
It has been.
It is a good point, which I didn't really think of until he asked this question.
Yeah, we
it's
haven't
a bold
done one for a while.
Statoverse. We appreciate your courage for everyone. I mean, all we can say is as soon as we can.
Fair.
I mean, there's no concrete plans to have a giveaway.
We don't have anything
soon.
planned, but thanks for the reminder. If anyone in the chat or Mr. Stataverse has any ideas of what they'd like to see us give away, we're totally open to suggestions.
Maybe after COVID-19 is all over, we can do a COVID-19 giveaway.
Right? To be fair, like
giveaway.
It's not like I can get anything new. Like,
true.
I've got stuff here, but
ooh, Heather brings up a good point. Toilet paper. Paper towels, bottled water,
hand sanitizer.
There we go. Hand sanitizer. I was missing one.
But I don't have enough extra to give away.
That's true. I mean, that would be a really valuable giveaway.
Yeah.
Well, all we can say is that as soon as we can.
So, what happened to the STS Guys poster contest? That fell apart. Like we'll get something out.
You mean the hot mess that was the STS 100 poster giveaway?
That was a mess.
we did not do good.
That was a mess. That's my fault. Crazy job transitions and everything else going on at the time.
We'll make it up to you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Next question from Butt Wasted, Mr. Egg Pogue. Thank you for submitting the question. Egg.
None of us can talk today.
If you were only able to eat one thing during your quarantine, what would it be? Only one thing, guys.
Pizza. You're saying pizza rolls? So if you're at home, the only thing you can stock up on and eat just constantly is pizza rolls.
Ooh.
Well, you have a friend in me.
Yeah.
But it's not that. I think if it's my house and it's considering like the family here, that's going to be chicken nuggets because those things flow like water in the Bradshaw household.
You know what I did last week that I haven't done in a while? I finished off of one of those bags of frozen burritos. Like I ate like 8 frozen burritos. I don't even know the brand. It's just like the generic one you can buy at Walmart.
For me,
like, those are pretty good too.
Nice.
My legit answer is because I buy a whole bunch of them. Are the little like 2-pack single serve Red Baron like pepperoni pizzas?
Oh yeah, those are pretty good too, man.
The personal pizza that they make.
Yeah, to be fair, like maybe pizza rolls, but it's definitely would have to be pizza related.
Yeah,
even if frozen pizza's not the best.
That's why pizza rolls are just in a class all themselves. Something that doesn't even taste like pizza.
Not really.
It's just a whole different thing by itself. Like I said, you just have to have an appreciation for the pizza roll.
Let's see. Harvey's bringing up the Uncrustables. That's a close one. That is a close one.
Those are good. All the deliciousness of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without the work.
I was going to say PB&J sandwich because I've been eating a lot of those because they're easy to make.
All right, I'm going to drop something on you guys now. I have legitimately never had an Uncrustable.
What?
Oh,
you got to get it. It's like a treat, like a dessert.
Yeah. If you let them go in the freezer and get them real cold too, they're a good cold treat.
Yep, they are.
I'll have to get some.
Yeah, give them a try. You'll be very pleasantly surprised.
I mean, because really the best kind of sandwich is the sandwich that somebody else makes for you. These are already made for you, and like Scott said, no crust.
Yeah,
no crust. They look like a hockey puck, but
it's a genius idea. Christina Cooper, I feel really bad for you. I'm sorry they don't exist in Canada. You're missing out.
Oh,
well, good thing she lives in America now, so I think she's safe.
Oh,
there you go.
All the Uncrustables.
I'll get them Uncrustables.
All right. Well, Ed, good question. Not egg.
Thanks, Ed.
Egg. Yeah. This is from Moonchild Saris. What is your favorite female character moment?
Ooh, I like this one.
I will go with the all-women team-up thing in Avengers Endgame.
That's your favorite one?
That's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, like, oh, that is all women.
I mean, it was super convenient, but it was still a really cool moment.
It's true. I'll give it to you. All right, Jeremy, go.
I'm going to have to go with. So there was maybe it was like 10 years ago at this point in time. I don't know. Maybe it was a little bit less than that. When DC Comics relaunched basically their Birds of Prey line. That comic was super, super good. Not the movie, which was a hot pile of garbage.
Yeah.
But no, the actual like Birds of Prey comic was fantastic. Now I'm curious when they relaunched it. I think it was like in 2011.
Nice. I need to read that. I've heard you're not the first person that said that's good.
Interesting.
I think for me, I'm gonna go. I immediately thought of comics when I read this. I'm gonna go with that scene from Hush where Batman and Catwoman are kissing amongst the sky scene. It's really iconic.
Yeah. So I was saying that your answer actually goes probably with the next question down.
Oh, that's why I'm thinking of comic.
Yeah, so, that's fine. It's fine. So we'll double your answer on that one. So,
yeah. So
you just so happen to answer it.
Yeah. So the next question also.
Well, no, I didn't answer a thing.
Oh.
The unveiling of Samus Aran.
Ooh, nice.
When you find out that she's a girl, the whole time you're like, this person's a badass, and you find out at the end it's a girl, and that was, I think, one of the best female character moment.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, good picks, guys. Good picks. So yeah, so Minxie Moonchild Saris also asked, what is your favorite female character moment? No, I'm reading Scott's question. What is your favorite romantic moment in the comic book world?
So I'm gonna go with the recently developed relationship between Batman and Catwoman. I said, and then basically sharing a kiss for the first time.
Nice.
That is the first thing I thought of. But I'll go with the love triangle that is Betty, Veronica, and Archie in Archie comics.
Well, in the revamped Batman Catwoman story that Jeremy's talking about, they actually showed some Bat Wang in the first issue of the comic, and then they reissued it with that taken out.
Oh, controversy.
So if you have the issue that has it, it's actually really valuable.
There's the podcast title.
Bat Wang. Yeah.
Deploy the Bat Wang. All right, Scott, what is it?
So I'm gonna give you anything that involves the OG love story that happens in comics. It's Spider-Man and Mary Jane. Everything about that whole relationship. It's ups, it's downs. It's great. I love it. I want some more Spider-Man and Mary Jane.
It's pretty good. What about Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy?
I mean, well, you saw how that turned out.
It's another good question, Moonchild Saris. Thank you.
Oh, I stole Jeremy's question. God, I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. So Jeremy, please ask the next question.
All right. So this comes from Damien from Geek Together. Besides the actual hosting of the show, how do you split up what it takes to run the podcast among you all? For instance, social media, tech, editing, content, etc.
This is definitely dominated.
Good question. So
that's right. So I think a lot of it just happened naturally. Really, even from like day one, or at least episode one, right? Like Jeremy's like, "Hey, I got a mic." That was step one. Back in the old days.
That's all you need to start one of these damn things.
Right. He's got a mic. He's like, I can do the editing. I'm like, I can make images for the episodes. I'm like, I got that. So that kind of morphed into doing the social media. Scott made the website, so he did the webmaster stuff. I feel like it just kind of naturally, we all just kind of fell into our spots. So I think the main thing is like knowing that we each help each other out, and we just have our roles, and like hold each other accountable. Know that if I don't do something like Scott doesn't create the StreamYard invite thing, like we're not going to go live. That kind of stuff. It's just all kind of like just drifted into our things, and just like naturally, like no one actually asked each other to do anything specific. Like it was just like, hey, I can do this, and I can do okay.
Good. Yeah, it worked out really well that way.
Yeah.
All right, Nate.
All right. Next question from Staniverse. How are you all holding out in this new COVID situation? Well, we kind of talk about this every week now, but I think we're all doing fairly decent being at home. We're a little bored, but we're making it out okay.
I just want a haircut.
Yeah. Jeremy just wants to get his haircut.
I want a haircut. I am tired of like this.
I literally have like a little rat tail kind of growing in the back.
Nice.
I want to go to the grocery store without all these restrictions.
Yeah, and have to deal with bouncers.
I'm just tired, man.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know about you guys, but like even the work stuff, like some days I'm good, but other days I'm like, it just wears on you, man. And then
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like, I'm guessing you guys are similar to me. Like, this is, I think we've talked about it. Like, this is where I work from, is this seat. Like, because I'm already home, I'm not working like 8-hour days anymore. I'm working 10 or 12-hour days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part I'm over.
And just being at home all the time kind of gets old. I mean, I like it, but sometimes human interaction is good.
All right, we have multiple good comments in the chat that I have to bring up. Tyler Calvert says the next episode of the STS Guys cut each other's hair. Not a.
Yes.
No, that's a horrible idea. Yeah. I don't want Scott touching my hair.
Nope.
Heather offered to cut Scott's hair, and Scott was not about that.
Nope.
And to go back to the roles thing that Damien was asking about, Manny brought up the underwear commercial.
Yeah.
Classic. And
notice Larry stayed far away from that.
Yes. Larry knew right on that. That was not his role at all. And then Jeremy, your sister called you out a little while ago for not liking jelly. So how are you going to eat Uncrustables?
Oh, Jeremy.
It's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Well, I don't like jelly.
Well, here's the thing. I don't like chunky fruit. Like I said,
jelly is.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Some jam. Get jam.
That's why I can handle the Uncrustable. I don't like chunky fruit.
Like that one made me laugh. Like I had to hold it back when I read that because you were talking about something. Like Jeremy doesn't like jelly. Breaking news.
So here's something that's interesting. I can't do strawberry jelly or jam because it usually still has like little strawberry seeds in it, and it drives me up the wall. I can't do it. Like I can't have the jelly if it's chunky got fruit. Little seeds.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. What kind of fruit is not chunky though? Hold on a second.
Oh no, you could like shave a peach or something. I don't know.
Stop. That is inappropriate.
You can eat a peach for hours.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that.
So, all right, let's get into the next one here. Describe the most humiliating experience you ever had.
This podcast
comes from Ed. I make an ass myself many a times here, but I got an interesting one. I was still living in Montana, so I was, at least probably like a freshman in high school, and was in the middle of class taking a test, and I like sneezed, and I gave myself the worst bloody nose I've ever given myself. It just started like out onto my test, all over the classroom. They had to shut down the class to disinfect it because of all the blood.
That's disgusting,
that's
Scott.
Great. Really nasty, Scott. Thank you.
My bad.
My bad, guys.
I can go because I've told this story to all these guys. So I'm like, you know what?
Is it the time you pooped your pants?
This is how I shit my pants. No. So I was I had a work like lunch. I was at Fleming's, right? And so the Fleming's bathroom, like I said, only had like one stall in it. And like, and my house was at the time was like 30 minutes away. So I'm like, oh, I'll just wait till I go home. 30 minutes in the bathroom, I'm like, I can wait. However, like I said, I'm pulling onto the freeway because I get onto the ramp, and then I get to the very top of the overpass, and then I'm getting on, basically stuck on this bridge going to the overpass, and then there's an accident in this tunnel. I said, as I'm trying to get home. There's no other way to get home besides going through this tunnel at this point in time. There's no way off the freeway. You're basically stuck at this point in time. And so I'm like, oh man, I'm like, this is terrible. So instead of it taking a half hour for me to get home, it took me an hour and a half to get home. And then so, like I said, I'm like, I almost made it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make it. Like, get inside, run inside to the bathroom, and then you know what? I'm like 2 feet from the toilet before I don't make it.
I'm gonna make it. Oh.
Yeah.
But then here's the thing. So I actually get reminded of this every year because I actually took a picture of the freeway traffic. And I was texting one of my friends at the time. I'm like, oh shit, I'm so fucked right now. And then, so like every year, like I said that, I'm like, hey, this happened in February, blah 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 blah, and that picture of the traffic pops up. So I get a yearly reminder of me shitting my pants.
Yep.
Oh man.
All right, Larry, Nate, when do you guys go?
Go ahead. Do you have anything, Larry? I can't think of it.
I feel like I've never done that.
You've never farted in public and blamed it on a dog.
Well, I dove in a public pool once and lost my pants.
What?
Yeah. That was pretty embarrassing. I like that.
Oh God.
Moving on.
You made Baby Ruth in the pool, Nate?
Yeah.
I didn't say I shit the pool. I just said I lost my pants.
It's not an embarrassing story, but that movie is a goddamn lie, by the way. Because when I was growing up, one time we thought we'd play a prank on my dad, and we'd leave a Baby Ruth in the hot tub. And, thinking like, oh, it's going to be the joke like the thing. That fucking thing sank straight down to the bottom of the water in a hot tub.
Wouldn't the chocolate melt too?
Yeah, like it involved me the next day having to drain out that goddamn thing.
Yeah. Oh, God. There's caramel in the hot tub again.
Yeah, there's caramel.
It's all sticky on the bottom.
Right. Yeah. Took Twix in the hot tub again.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah. So many nuts.
That's a good one. All right, what's next?
So this comes from Ed. How did your last relationship end?
Oh man, it's been a while.
Oh God.
It's been a long time for most of us at this point here.
We're all in committed long-term relationship.
Yeah,
that one's hard. I can't even remember, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, neither do I. I remember. I just left. Just like nothing. I said. I think before ghosting was a thing. Like I just left.
Maybe you created ghosting.
Maybe
this guy just disappeared.
Jeremy is the OG ghost.
I did date one girl who just kind of disappeared on me and stopped answering the phone. That wasn't very fun.
No.
Yeah.
It's kind of mean, Jeremy.
I'm sorry. Well, that's because she was crazy.
It wasn't my last relationship, but the one I probably remember the most is the girl that said that she was going to go date girls after
fun.
dating.
That's a confidence boost.
It's that low testosterone. You just
yeah, exactly.
This is a natural transition.
I converted her.
Yeah.
All right. So another good question from Ed here. Do you have an internet crush? Does that count as a celebrity crush, or is it like a random person on the internet that you follow that you probably shouldn't?
I'm going celebrity. I can go celebrity crush because I said I've had this celebrity crush for the longest time.
Do it,
Jerry Ryan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Ed, I said Ed will know who I'm talking about. I said, come on, in that 7'9" uniform. Come on, you can't beat that.
Nice. We'll just go with old school crushes, maybe.
What do you got, Nate?
Mine was Denise Richards for a long
Wild Things.
Long time. It was first Starship Troopers. So I was like, who the hell is that?
Yes, the Starship. I would say, God, was it Tiffany Thiessen or whatever from Saved by the Bell?
Yeah,
I think that was
Kelly.
the crush I had. I think that was the crush I had as a kid. Like, yeah,
it's all right because I'm Saved by the Bell.
Yeah,
Elizabeth Berkley because of
Showgirls. You'd be surprised, but you watch Showgirls and you're like, I don't like this girl anymore ever.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Did
bad.
you guys see that they're rebooting that Saved by the Bell?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I'm interested.
No.
I don't know how I feel about that.
No.
I don't know either. Anyhow, so mine, if we're going old school, Winnie Cooper, Danica McKellar, I think from Wonder Years. If we're going new school, I've got two, both musicians, Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez.
Okay, we got to give some recognition to this chat here. So Ryan, Damien, Ed, all said Kelly Kapowski.
Kelly Kapowski. Not Lisa? Nobody likes Lisa Turtle?
No, Lisa.
Silence.
No.
I know we're all nerds, but we're not Screech.
No, speaking of Lisa Turtle, is that she's the only one that they didn't actually bring back to the reboot.
I know. Kind of sad, huh?
They even approached what's his face?
Dustin Diamond.
Yeah.
All right, I am next. So, Mr. Knight Modega, who is in the chat right now, Mr. Manny, thank you for submitting all your questions, sir. Have you all experienced something that you could not explain? Paranormal. Do you believe in such things?
So you guys know I love watching like the Ancient Aliens and the Ghost Hunters and all that shit because I love watching people think something's real when it clearly isn't.
So you don't believe?
I don't believe in anything of the paranormal. Like, as much as I would like wish that some of that stuff was true because it would be cool. Like, I do not. Now, that's not to say that you're alone in like a creepy building or something like that, or you're alone even in your own office at night and you hear a noise and your mind goes like, "Oh, it could be a ghost." You're like, "Ah, fuck!" Like, it happens, but I don't think it's actually true.
So I'm going to take the counter on that. I'm going to say I do believe in such things. I think there's some form of ghosts or souls or something kind of hanging out around. Maybe every once in a while they make some noises. I've had some personal experiences just of crazy shit using a Ouija board when I was a kid and, having messages come out that there's no way I would have done something like that. So I believe that there's something out there.
Yeah, me too. I don't have any like crazy stories other than like for a while, maybe like a month, at least like twice a week, we had the TV in our room just turn on randomly, like at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It was like one of the old big box TVs, like when I first met my wife. I blamed ghosts. It was probably just a short, but I blamed ghosts.
Ghosts are doing it.
No, yeah. I am of the belief too. Like I've had a couple creepy things happen, kind of like I said in the past. Probably like the one that comes to the top of my head right now was, so we were in this. So we went camping. So a big group of us went camping, and this was the first. The first problem was we found this cabin. Said on Craigslist at the time, and so that's the very first. There's no Airbnb. There's nothing like that. Like I said we just like, hey, we said we didn't really have a ton of money. But you know what? We wanted to go to a cabin. So we found this cabin on Craigslist. Like, hey, it looks nice in the pictures, this, that, and the other. When we got to the cabin, like I said, there's no running water. It's like a legitimate cabin. Like, there's no running water. Like I said, there's very little power.
Jeremy was in the 1840s.
Yeah, in order to power it, you have to have a generator, wood burning stove, this, that, and the other. But what the weirdest thing about the cabin was when you go inside, on every single wall, there's a whole bunch of like Nazi memorabilia. Like it was.
Oh God!
It was weird.
That's your sign right there to get the hell out.
Yeah,
I told you guys the story.
You told me. I know about the Nazi house.
Yeah, so Scott knows about the Nazi house. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. So the very first night, right? So we start it's cold. We start the wood burning stove just to heat the place up. All of a sudden, like I said, you hear like these things just drop on this metal roof, and there's no trees, there's no nothing. You just keep on hearing this drop, like these loud bangs on the roof. So we get up, we go outside, we go see what's going on. We just see something run off, like I said, in the shadows. And then we go back inside. I'm like, okay, well, that was weird. Maybe it's like a raccoon or something. It was that. And then saw things drop again. And then we go back outside. And then we see something like this, like big tall thing, like whatever it was, like scurry off into the woods. So we didn't know if it was a dude or man or whatever. It was the weirdest.
That's just Greg. He's the weird kid that lives down the street. Just don't mind him.
I have never been so scared in my entire life. Like, I thought I was gonna die, like sitting in this Nazi cabin. Like,
it wasn't the Nazism that Jeremy was worried about. It was the thing that was.
Well, come on! Like, it wasn't just a normal ghost; it was a Nazi ghost.
Yeah, it
had to be.
Yeah, this is getting intense, man.
It was so freaking creepy. Like, and I'm living basically an experience of The Hills Have Eyes right now. I said, I'm going to die.
Nice. The fact that Scott gets this next question is great.
Yeah.
Scott, read Manny's.
So, what is the worst fart you have ever smelled? Either came out of you or someone else. # explain the stench. # crop dusted.
Crop dusted. So I don't think it smelled. But Jeremy, do you remember the time you, Scott, and Stacy went to Portillo's, and like we're walking to my car, and you're like, "Oh, you guys go ahead," and then you stepped back and just ripped one. That was a good time.
Yeah,
I know Stacy remembers.
I'm glad I can make an impact on you guys.
Yeah. We always remember the day Jeremy farted in front of his female coworker.
Yeah. But you were polite enough to let her go in front.
Yeah,
and you went. You guys all
go. You guys go ahead. Come on. Yeah. Ooh, this is a good one. So, my grandfather, had ammo, man. Like he was. He would just on the drop of a dime, like he could. I think he could do it on command. Like he could just go, and it sounded like every wet fart, like soundbite from an app that you would have. Like it was. The sound was just great. And you just walk into a room and go, point at you and go, "Hey," and then like just then turn and leave the room. That was it, dude. Like that was the worst. Like the smell was ungodly. There was things wrong with that man. Yeah, I always had what I called morning thunder and be walking to class. Burr, burr. Say it's the morning thunder.
That's great. I mean, I blamed one or two on the dogs before. Hey, that was my chair. But
God, you stink, dog.
Yeah. Oh, poor Max.
Oh.
I don't have any. I mean, they all stink in my opinion. I don't really have any super memorable ones, except for the ones that made me question, like, Jesus, did I have something wrong?
Yeah. Did you lose on a 50-50? All right, Jeremy, let's go with the last question. We got one question.
Last question, wrapping up on a lighter note. This comes from Ask Why Not from the Flip It and Reverse It podcast. Who wins, Dr. Fate or Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange is cooler. I know that I think most people go with Dr. Fate, but I'm going to say Doctor Strange.
I'm saying the DC token man over here and going with Fate.
I mean, Dr. Fate's pretty cool, but
Dr. Strange is the time with that motherfucker until he gives up.
Yeah.
He did Dormammu's.
Yeah. Right? And he's basically the one who figured out what needed to be done to beat Thanos. Yeah, Doctor Strange. Well, thank you guys. A lot of great questions. Right. Special shout out to Manny for the fart related questions. Those are Scott's favorites.
Yep.
These are some of our favorite episodes is when you guys submit questions. So we really appreciate it. We had a lot of fun doing this. That's why we made it a two-parter, because we had to answer everything.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you guys, right? Thank you for good questions. Thank you for everybody who jumped in the chat. Right. Christina's there right now. Manny, Ed, Ryan, Damien, Tyler. I know there's a bunch of people. Hockey was there earlier. So thank you all. Corgi, thanks for everybody for showing up. If you're not already following us on Instagram, go ahead and find us at STS Guys. We're also on Twitter at STS Guys. And guess what? We're on Facebook at the STS Guys. And I'm Larry from the STS Guys.
Showing like a villain.
Guys, I don't know if you saw this, but it sold out really quick. But Shumi had an awesome proto mystery box. Basically, you have a 0.5% chance at getting a Freddy Funko prototype because there's 200 boxes and there's only one Freddy prototype I wanted. So I gave Shumi my $15. So we'll see what happens.
I was gonna say if it's a Freddy Funko, Larry is.
Yeah, I went for it. So those are sold out, unfortunately, if you missed out. But go ahead and check out shumistore.com. They got a ton of great pops, really cheap shipping. If you enter code STS Guys, you're gonna save 10%. And don't forget about Animated Apparel Company. They have great shirts, and they're going to be back really soon, and they need your business. Animated Apparel Company. It's the best.
It's the best.
I think I forgot to do the podcast we liked last week. So nice high five. So shout out to Geek Together for their 50th episode, which was a couple weeks ago now. But congrats, guys. 50 is a pretty big milestone. Pretty awesome. So congrats to them. So check out Geek Together. Check out Talking Pops. Check out Pop Collectors Alliance, DC Figures and Collectibles Podcast, the Toy Photocast, Four Dorksmen. I already said Geek Together. Secondary Heroes, the Totally Rad Movie Podcast.
There you go. Figheads Podcast.
Oh, yeah. Are you on that one yet?
I was on Figheads probably about a couple weeks now.
Oh, okay. It's out, though?
Yeah, I was on season 2, episode 1. So if you guys go check that out, I talk toy photography with those guys.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I have not listened to that one yet. So go check that one out. I'll find it and I'll tweet it out or share it out or something. And special shout out to a new podcast, the Movie Retakes Podcast, featuring two Sullys. Sully from Funko or Nerdfoo and his brother are taking a look at movie retakes. That should drop really soon. I'm pretty excited to check that out. So go find Movie Retakes. They have a Twitter right now, so you can find out when that first episode's going to drop.
Nice.
Lots of good podcasts to listen while you're working from home and you're super bored.
All right. So for episode 128 of the STS Guys, I've been Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
I've been Nate.
Gordon Freeman. And I'm Scott.
And we're the STS Guys. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Maybe I just told the internet I shit my pants.